Hello, everyone, and welcome to another week of Threat Thursday. This week, we have another special guest with us. This time, we have Brad Regeski from H-ISAC. Welcome, Brad. How are you?
I'm doing good today. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. Thanks for joining us. Brought you in from H-ISAC because we've been doing some work with the healthcare sector. Particularly, we announced an alliance with C5 Health, and we've been working with you as well. Can you tell us a little bit of what is H-ISAC?
So the Healthcare Information Sharing and Analysis Center is our full name. That stands for H-ISAC. And basically what we do is we collaborate in the healthcare sector with multiple organizations, both public and private, mostly medical hospital organizations and service centers, to share critical healthcare information related to cybersecurity and cybersecurity incidents to make sure they have a proper security awareness for the entire landscape.
That's excellent. So it's really helping and collaborating between healthcare organizations and with yourself as well. What was your main role there? You do some sort of cyber threat intelligence?
Yes, so I'm a cyber threat intelligence analyst. So basically what I do day to day is I make a detailed assessment of the landscape and make sure that threats coming on the horizon or any kind of urgent vulnerability that needs to be patched is collectively relayed to all our members who are affected by it. And again, as a nonprofit, we're doing this basically for no financial incentive. We're just doing it just to make sure that the entire industry is secured from any kind of threat actor that would seek to disrupt operations for any kind of patient.
That's excellent. So one of the things we do here at SCYTHE is we have these Threat Thursdays where we're also giving back to the community. Every week, we choose a threat actor that is active in the threat landscape and covering different sectors. Last week, we looked at a healthcare one because we were announcing this alliance, and we looked at Orange Worm and what they had been doing to some healthcare industries and how they were attacking. So we consume cyber threat intelligence, we create an adversary emulation plan to test your controls in this particular environment against what a real threat actor would do. And then we cover how to defend against it. Now, I'm sure you're familiar with Orange Worm, but what other threat actors are you familiar with and what can you share with us for this week?
So the key one I want to share this week is Deep Panda. This is a suspected Chinese APT group that was reported with us from the Health Sector Cybersecurity Coordination Center. So basically what Deep Panda is had long-suspected ties with Chinese APTs, and it was reported multiple times. But basically they use a VPN service as an attack platform to disrupt multiple service operations.
Nice. So they try to get initial access through VPN, and then once they're inside, particularly healthcare, what are they doing once they gain access?
Well, once they gain access, some of the several things they do, one of the most interesting things is actually they'll resell access to other vendors or anybody on the dark web platform to further disrupt operations. So while, again, they're using it to disrupt their own operations for their own gain, once they're done with whatever service they disrupt, they'll resell again access, even though the victim thinks the actual service is disrupted and done. Months later or years later, the access tunnel could be reactivated and the services can be disrupted again.
Wow, that's interesting. So they are monetizing by selling that access. So they're getting in, figuring out where they are and maintaining access to then sell it. Do you see these attacks mostly against Windows systems? Do you see some things against Linux as well? What's your experience on what they're targeting?
Well, again, we're mostly with these things. We've only seen them really about 27 different Terracotta VPN nodes, and these Terracotta VPN nodes is what's designated as basically their attack channel through. But most of them have been Windows, and only a few have been Linux, because most healthcare operating systems do run on Windows.
Interesting. That's excellent. Well, if we want to get more information about this report that you mentioned, is there a public link that we'll be able to provide our audience?
Certainly. The Healthcare Sector Cybersecurity Coordination Center, or the HC3 presentation that we use to focus on these Chinese APT groups, will be publicly available at TLP White.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And thank you for everything you do over at H-ISAC. If anyone in the healthcare industry wants to learn more about you, we'll provide them that site and they'll be able to find out more information and become a member.
Thank you, George.